Okay, I'm Monica Alford with Wildside Media, and I am sitting inside of the DeLorean in front of the Kennedy Center, which is a weird sentence. Never thought I would say that. And I'm with Sam Berube, who plays Lorraine in Back to the Future, which is at the Kennedy Center through August 11th. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing better now that we're here.
I know, this is pretty fun.
Right?
Yeah, and we were just talking about this. It's a stupid question, but I did have people ask. This is not actually the DeLorean that's on the stage in the show, correct?
It's not the DeLorean on the stage. However, it looks identical.
Yes. And have you been inside that one?
Oh yeah, I have. I've been inside a few times. It's not as spacious, but it's just as fun.
Yeah, close quarters, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me about this role for you and how this all came about for you to play Lorraine.
Oh my gosh, a dream come true. I feel like when I started the casting process of this show, I saw the role of Lorraine and I was like, I want to portray this iconic character on stage in front of millions of people across the country, and here we are today performing at the Kennedy Center. It's a dream come true.
Yeah. I actually caught the Wednesday performance last week with my 7-year-old, Finn, who was, of course, just amazed by all of it.
Amazing.
He was especially into Doc's kind of new wave performance that opened the second act. Not to give too much away, but that was very futuristic, and he loved that. So what has it been like performing at the Kennedy Center so far?
A dream come true. I mean, I get to walk in front of this gorgeous building every single day and look out into the sea of red that is the beautiful Kennedy Center Auditorium. And I just thank my lucky stars. Getting to bow on that stage is a dream come true for little Zan, for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How about going from playing somebody who's in their late 40s, early 50s to being as your son says, hot, or he almost says it, and then he doesn't say it, 17-year-old.
Yes, I jumped from a 47-year-old mom of 3 who drinks quite excessively to a 17-year-old who is just figuring out life. And it's a blessing. I think there's a lot of character study, body work that needs to be done. And of course, I use the original movie as my guidance.
If you could share some of what you feel after being in the production and bringing it to the Kennedy Center, are some of the key differences between the iconic film that we all know and love and the musical?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I feel overjoyed and very grateful to have gotten to work with Bob Gale, the original creator and writer of Back to the Future. And we got to work with him throughout the entire process of putting this show up at a theater like this and getting to hear his insight into the creation of the movie itself, and then getting to see what he thinks the stage adaptation can be and will be. And then the new music, I would say. It's a really fun addition to the original reminiscence of Back to the Future. You get some new fun, funky songs in there, so. Top of Act 2, like you said.
Yes, which I won't give away, but I will say that there was that song to me had some kind of new wave elements to it that I really love because that's one of my favorite genres. So can you speak a little bit to some of the genres that are pulled from and sort of the vibe of the music in the production?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have so many different music through time. We start in the 50s, we go back. Or we start in the 80s, 1985, and then we go back to the 50s. So you have both of those genres. Then you have some new musical theater classics, like Pretty Baby, for instance, is one of the songs I sing. And you have some original scoring and music from the original movie. So you have a bunch of fun genres.
Yeah, Pretty Baby definitely had some Grease, Little Shop of Horrors, to me anyway, that kind of 50s, 60s,
Absolutely.
Which I loved. It was really fun. Yeah. And I feel like there were also, I had mentioned earlier that my 7-year-old went with me on press night. So watching musical theater through his eyes, any theater, but especially musical theater, is really fun because his mind automatically goes to any film he's seen, right? Sure. So there was that whole great kind of montage where you and Biff are both singing, and then it ends with both of you singing sort of at each other. Yeah. And there's the lockers and, everybody switching locations, and that reminded my little one of Grease, and it just had some of those fun high school elements that are both very innocent but also very iconic. Doesn't matter what year it is, we all have that kind of drama, having a big crush on someone and all those things. So can you speak to that a little bit about just what it's like to go from, as you mentioned earlier, being a 47-year-old mother of 3 who perhaps drinks too much and isn't very happy with the way things turned out, to being this bright-eyed and bushy-tailed 17-year-old who's got a big crush on her son?
Oh my gosh.
But you don't know that he's your son. Obviously. But I have to say that because
it's a blast every night. Like you said, to get to play such a wide age range is challenging but fulfilling, because when it is done, it's like, oh, I just did that. But yeah, there's a lot of like body work involved, a lot of taking inspiration from the original movie itself. Leah Thompson is the iconic Lorraine Baines in the movies we all know and love. And then, yeah, just to get to step onto stage and the help of the amazing costumes, they really set me into that time period and remind me, oh, I'm traveling back to the 50s right now, and I'm a 17-year-old girl who just wants to know more about life. It's a blast.
That's wonderful. And in terms of the cast and who I'm sure you love working with everybody. It seems like you guys have a lot of fun, but is there anyone that just really, it's hard not to break character and just like laugh with them in those moments because they're just so much fun? And
oh, there are so many instances on stage where we're all just living truthfully in these imaginary circumstances. And just to be, especially at the end of Act 1, when the entire cast gets to be on stage together, I think it's probably one of my favorite parts of the show, because you get that communal experience where we're all just living and breathing together.
Yeah, that's great. And tell me about being at the Kennedy Center, what that experience has been like since we're about a week in.
An honor. I don't know what else to say. It's been an honor to be here, to get to walk by this iconic Kennedy sign every day, to get to bow in the gorgeous red auditorium. It's a dream come true for little Zan, and I would stay longer if I could.
We have to come back.
Yeah.
Have you done anything fun in DC when you haven't been at the center?
Well, I walk on the water every day to work, so that's been beautiful. I've been touring some of the monuments. I went to Arlington Cemetery with my family the other day, and yeah, lots more to do in these 2 weeks.
Very cool. Well, the only other thing I have to ask is, because most of our readers and listeners and audience members are Gen Z and millennial, obviously this is an iconic film and musical for those age ranges. But why else would you recommend that younger folks come out to check out this production?
Oh my God, I recommend all ages. I think it's a musical for everyone. If you know the movie, if you don't, come see it. There's something for everyone. It's a good time. Bring the fam.
Wonderful. Cool. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Bye.